Arizona State University hosting the Pac-10 Championships here 2007. Next year, we go to the University of Washington in Seattle. Carly Janiga, Stanford now on the floor exercise.
Getting ready for our last tumbling pass here. Very nice whip through to 2.5. Very nice landing. You can see that smile on her face, very excited. Great routine. The whole Stanford team has had a lot of energy today. You can see coaches are happy, teammates are happy with that routine.
I think they're a little disappointed, underachieving just a bit. They've been a great team all year long, number 5 in the nation coming in. Won the Pac-10 undefeated at 6-0, beat UCLA, and they're expecting real big things from themselves. But we're not quite done. Let's go over to the vault and pick up April Boone. Arizona State coming off a 9.875 in a loss to number 6 Utah in the last meet of the regular season.
She's performing Yurchenko full. She has a lot of power, so she's looking for a clean landing. Great form. Whoops, slight hop there on the landing.
She had a season high of 9.9 on this event, but that probably won't quite get there. Let's go over to the bars now, and Chelsea Bakken, competing for the University of Washington, but raised here in nearby Mesa, Arizona.
Opening with the Ginger, slight leg separation there. Right to shoot to handstand, back up to the high bar. Winding up, finishing with a double layout. Slight hop on the landing, but very nice routine.
Let's now go back to the floor and pick up Nicole Ourada for Stanford.
Opening with a pike full in, beautiful landing. You can see she actually landed on a mat there that is allowed in competition. Coach has removed it so she can get ready for that next tumbling pass. Whip, immediate double full, great height there, beautiful landing. Stanford always has great choreography as well. Head coach Kristen Smith doing a lot of their floor routines. When I see the athletes having a good time out there. I know for me, floor was my favorite event because I got to show my personality to the crowd as well as the judges. There's Coach Kristen Smith watching on. She gets ready for that last tumbling pass. Finishing with a double pike, very nice. They had a great rotation on floor.
Stanford and Kristen Smith, they've become the power in the Pac-10. You know, it used to be all about UCLA. Stanford won the Pac-10 championship last year. They won it in 2004. They were the favorite coming in, 6-0 in conference, 4 Pac-10 titles. Second most of any team, of course, UCLA far and away the best through history in the Pac-10, but history starting to catch up with the Bruins. We go back to the vault. Cassandra Jussino.
Watch this vault. Talk about power. You don't see too many girls performing a handspring layout front. Very difficult. And perfect landing. That is nothing but power.
You got to absorb all of that energy with your wrists right off the table. And a hug for the effort. Nice work all around by Arizona State. Chelsea Bakken on the bars for UW. Goes to school in the Northwest, but coming home to the desert. At Wells Fargo Arena in Tempe, Arizona, the temperature outside was about 81 degrees today in the Valley of the Sun. Inside, a perfect 72 for the Pac-10 Gymnastics Championships. After 5 rotations, Stanford, your regular season champion, has nosed in front of Oregon State, 147.450. And the Beavs and U of A, Washington, Arizona State, and California, they're all on the same rotation. UCLA still down a rotation right now. Go to rotation number 6. The Bruins are back in action on the bars. Oregon State on the vault, UW on the beam, and the Golden Bears of California on the floor. Stanford, ASU, and U of A taking the segment off. We go first to the vault, Oregon State. First time tonight they've begun an event in anything other than first place. Megen Devencenzi, 5'3" junior from Rohnert Park, California, just north of the San Francisco Bay Area. Been a bit inconsistent on this event this year. Season high, though, of 9.90.
Performing Yurchenko, Arabian or layout half, slight step there on the landing. That will start from a 10-0 though, so it'll still be a decent score. Let's take another look. Didn't quite get enough there off of the vault. You can see a little short on the landing, having to step backwards. Take a 10th, maybe a 10th and a half on that landing.
Yeah, explain a little bit more about that recoil off the table, off the vaulting table, because you really want to spring off of it.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with what kind of angle you come into the vault, of course, but then, yeah, they want to get as quick and fast off of the vault as possible.
Ariana Berlin, UCLA now on the bars, tied for second best bar score this year, a 9.975. And we talked about her before, overcoming that terrible car accident at the age of 13 and still competing now with a titanium rod in her leg. A great story.
Well, and she just always looks like she's having a great time. Beautiful handstand. She wanted to point out there that she hit that vertical line. Giant full. Winding up. Full twisting double tuck. Very nice routine. Take another look as she gets ready for the dismount. Starts with a giant full, then winds up with 2 giants. And see a nice full twisting double tuck. Sees the ground. Slight step there on that landing.
Let's stay on the bars with UCLA. And I believe Tasha Schwikert is up next. Oh. Let's go to Tasha Smith of Oregon State on the vault. Defending champion in this event, 9.925.
She had an amazing floor routine tonight. She looks like she's on fire. She has a ton of power, ton of energy, which of course really shows on both floor and this event.
She brought the house down earlier today with a great floor exercise. Unfortunately, we weren't able to show you that one. Little Michael Jackson moonwalk, playing to the crowd, getting everybody all hyped up.
Yurchenko full, great height. Again, dropping it right in for a perfect landing. She's got such a fun personality to go with all the moves she did on the floor routine as well.
Yeah, with all these athletes and everything going on at once, unfortunately, we just can't show you everything. That was one of the events that just didn't make the show. Let's go back to the bars with UCLA and Jordan Schwikert finished second on the bars last year in the Pac-10 championships with a 9.90. Liz Tricos of Stanford won the event last year at 9.925. And you know, the same story has been this year. She has the second best score in the Pac-10 this year at a 9.975, and you wonder, how in the world is a 9.975 the second best? Liz Tricos had a perfect 10.
Beautiful form there on that ginger. She's showing beautiful vertical lines again. That's the difference between a 9.95 and possibly a 10 right there. That cast handstand really holding it, showing it off. It's ready, giant full. Right to a double pike. Wow. That was a beautiful routine. Let's take another look. It is a giant full right to a double pike. Nice smooth swing, beautiful release, and right there, doesn't move her feet at all.
And just sells it. You know, it's the word that always pops in my mind when I watch either Jordan Schwikert or Tasha Schwikert. They're just so consistent, and they're solid. Let's go to Jami Lanz now on the vault. Co-freshman of the year last season with UCLA's Ariana Berlin, you just saw, and a season high 9.925 on this event.
Well, she's had a great competition today.
Yeah, coming into this competition hot off her best all-around.
Yurchenko full. Very nice landing. You know, it's so impressive because she's just consistent across the board. Not necessarily the biggest, best vault you'll see tonight, but again, just posting those solid scores.
Yeah, it's funny, the four athletes that we featured